So it's not enough to just know what your design is. That is the first step, and that's a great step to take. But it's even more important once you know those things to begin to uncover how you perceive your design. You see, all of us have a perception of who we are. There are aspects of us that we feel really good about and we're confident in, but then there are other things about ourselves that we ignore, we suppress, and perhaps, we just overlooked. Why is that? Well, because all of us have to go through the same process, which is being born into a family. Okay, so, and that is a wonderful thing. Family is so important. Community is so important. Culture is great. But when we are born into this family, which lives in a community and exists within a culture, what happens is we are influenced by the things that are said and done around us. And based on those things, that influences how we begin to perceive ourselves. So there are some attributes about you that you may have started expressing or showing at a young age, and maybe you received negative feedback every time you showed those things, right? So then all of a sudden, you began to suppress those parts of you. For example, perhaps you were outspoken when you were younger and you enjoyed talking and sharing and opening up and, just letting people know the things that you were noticing and seeing. But maybe the people around you would constantly tell you to quiet down, stop talking. Kids are not meant to be heard, but to be seen. And so maybe there were some things that were not said, but you saw those facial expressions every time you would go share, talk, or open up. And so those nonverbal communications are just as impactful as the things that people say. Maybe on television, the shows that you watched, the guys were allowed to talk, ladies were not, or it could be so many things that you experienced growing up, but that impacted how you view your voice. And something likely changed after you began to observe and notice how people were responding to that side of you, okay? So now you've grown up and you don't say much, you keep your thoughts to yourself. You're not as outspoken as you used to be, but that was something that God gave you for a reason, not to be suppressed, right? But because you perceive it in a negative way, you don't use it in the way that it's supposed to be used. So it's very important not only to go on the journey of uncovering and unpacking who God designed you to be, but also to understand how you perceive yourself and those various aspects of who you are.